Hello, my name is Matthew Pfeiffer with mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I create videos and content about toxic, narcissistically abusive relationships. And if you have a question that you would like for me to answer on this channel, make sure you send it to justaskmatt at mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Again, that is justaskmatt at mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Just make sure you keep that email 2 to 3 paragraphs max, and you're also very direct and to the point of what your question actually is. If it's too long, if it's too lengthy, unfortunately, I will not be able to get to it. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe notification and the bell notification so you're aware of when I upload new videos. I upload new videos on this channel 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And if you need more additional help outside of these videos, I actually just started a membership program here on YouTube where you can get additional content depending on which tier you decide to choose. And with all that being said, let's get into today's video. So today's video comes from a person who is struggling with a custody situation with a narcissist. They have an arrangement. However, the narcissist is not abiding by the arrangement and they're trying to challenge it. And the person is worried that this person may try to go to court and try to modify. So with all that being said, let's get into today's email. So today's email reads, hi, Matt. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for your valuable content. I'm dealing with a situation where I have 100% legal physical custody. So number one, good job on getting legal physical custody. A lot of times people make a mistake by trying to play nice with the narcissist and they think that they can just kind of willy-nilly their own arrangement outside of court, and it won't work with someone who's narcissistic. Communication is to my discretion. Again, I want to be very clear because I know a lot of times people will try to control the communication. This is according to the court documents. She didn't just make this up. Communication is to my discretion, all mutually agreed upon because of previous concerning incidents. Visitation is to be supervised. When my co-parent schedules a visit, I drive my child to spend time with him and have set days and time frames during the week in which he can communicate with our child via telephone. My ex now refuses to comply with supervised visits and tries to bulldoze me into doing what he wants. So let's stop here and unpack for a second. This part of it is very, very common. And one of the things that we have to understand that when a narcissist does anything off of the court records, off of the custody arrangement, outside of it, that is not mutually agreed on between the two of you, and they try to make up their own rules, right? We have to understand that those rules that are written in, those are for your protection, period. So if they just show up to your house, you are well within your right to call the police. However, I want to be very clear about something. It's very important that you also document, and we're going to be talking about that here in a minute, that you document and that you contact and you have very clear conversations with your lawyer, and you make it very clear that this is unacceptable. Right. And I'm going to explain the reasons why here in a second, because a lot of times people will try to comply thinking that if they can, especially people who struggle with codependency, they think that if they enable the narcissist, that if they comply with them and that it's going to soothe them, that they can make them happy, that somehow as the codependent that you can kind of control the scenario. But then you actually shoot yourself in the foot. And I'm going to tell you why here in a second. He's pushing for unsupervised visits and calling the child whenever it's convenient to him. My child, and I'm going to put a bookmark here, right? So he obviously wants unsupervised visits. My child really wants nothing to do with him, but I still make sure I follow the court's orders and never speak poorly of dad. He has also decided to stop calling child on set days and times and now calls whenever he wants while I'm at work and random times in the day, knowing damn well I won't be with the child for him to speak to. I know he's trying to create a paper trail to court yet again to try to modify custody. How can I navigate this? So we have to understand that narcissists can go back to court, right? They can try to modify, right? And this is the part that's scary for a lot of people. They have a right to go back to court. just because they go doesn't mean that what they're doing is going to work. They can try to create a paper trail. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to work. Obviously, you know what's happening, and you can prepare for court. But we have to remember, going to circle back to that bookmark I was telling you about. He's not complying with the order, right? So he might have an argument if he was complying with everything, if he was doing everything the right way. And then he could go back and he could say, listen, Your Honor, I've been doing everything. I know I've had issues in the past, but for the last X amount of time, I've been doing things the right way. I would like to earn more time with my child. But that's not the case here. We have a situation. This is the reason why I'm circling back to what I was saying, that we need to document everything, that we need to make sure that you are exactly what you said, that you're still complying with the order. However, when he's not complying with the order, we're having conversations with our lawyer. We are documenting. We are calling the police if necessary, if he's just showing up random places and that sort of thing. Because, yeah, we know that he's trying to ramp things up, but we have to remember, this isn't just, we're not talking about a situation where this person has a crispy, clean record of being a good parent and a good father. There's a reason why he has supervised visits. There's a reason why he has all these stipulations. And we have to remember that when and if you end up back in court, they know that they have all of the records of what this person is like. And so we have to give the court a little bit more credit to understand, especially in your situation. I get it that some people get an unfair shake in court, but in this situation, they clearly have seen that this person is abusive and controlling and everything else, all the other patterns that have pre-existed leading up to this point. So this person doesn't have the benefit of the doubt that a lot of other parents might have coming into the situation going into court, where they can call anytime they want or show up anytime they want, right? There's rules, these rules of visitation and these rules of telling him when he can and can't call and that sort of thing. The supervisor, I just mentioned the supervised visits and the communication, the method and the pattern of communication. They're all there, and they're all legally binding for a reason, because this person can't be trusted. And so now when you document, going back to that second bookmark we were just talking about, when you document and you show that this person, not only did they violate boundaries and trust and were abusive before you guys had this order to begin with, but they're still not doing it, you have to understand that they can't just make up their rules, right? The custody arrangement is a court order, and it's a court order for a reason. And so these tactics, yeah, is he creating a paper trail? Probably. It's not going to work, right? Because of the history that this person has had up until this point. Now, even though he's completely in the wrong, it's still very important for you to continue to document and for you to continue to have discussions with your lawyer, especially in the area, but especially with the fact that this person isn't showing up to the visits. We can, from what you're describing, should be able to put together a very, very strong case. And I'm not sure how old your child is, but the older the child is, the more say that they have in these type of situations as well. But I think that the person's behavior, and that's the key here, you want to speak to this person's behavior in court. So with all that being said, it's vital that you document. Again, it's vital that you have that conversation with your lawyer, and it's vital that you present according to this person's behavior, not only present, but in this type of situation also in the past. So thank you very much for writing me. Anyone else who has a question that you would like for me to answer, make sure you send it to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Again, that is justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. So make sure you keep that email 2 to 3 paragraphs max, and you're also very direct and to the point of what your question actually is. If it's too long, if it's too lengthy, unfortunately, I will not be able to get to it. Also, make sure that you check out my membership if you are looking for more content and more information. If you're interested in trainings and courses and discounts on working with me and discounts on courses that I do and merch, that sort of thing, check out my YouTube membership and the YouTube community. There's different tiers, and you can select which one works out best for you. With all that being said, thank you very much, and I will talk to you soon.